Are you guys students or college students or school students like struggling with your academic life? Then watch this video. As in this video, I am going to tell you how to score good in your exams. Like hopefully a lot of video watchers are students. I have been a student myself too. And the biggest problem that all students come across is that they fail to organize their study time, and hence at the end they end up scoring bad in their exams, and that leads to their parents getting angry, ashamed of in front of your classmates. A lot of things happen. So the biggest problem that happens is that you fail to organize your academic time, like when to study, when to go out for games and all. So that's the biggest problem you have. I have been a student myself and I know this from the core of my heart. So watch this video and I'm going to tell you, rather share you with my own 8 tips on how to score good. Now let's start. The number 1 tip that I have for all the students out there is that good lighting. Yes, it might sound very weird, but trust me, psychological effect has a lot of play in your scoring good. So create good lighting. Don't sit in a room like a movie does. You know, a lot of movie you see, there are students sitting in just table lamps and trying to study a lot. That happens in movies, not in real life. So create good lighting in your room, bright light, bright tube lights, LEDs, etc. That gives you a proper vision of your academic books and etc. So that you get to study it in a proper way. Remember, the better the lighting in your room, the better it is for you to visualize it. That doesn't imply you put a spotlight on your head. It's not like that. Just a good lighting in your room is more than enough to give you a good concentration on whatever you are trying to study. Now the second tip that I have for you is that flashcards. Now you might be thinking that everybody is not the math student trying to put equations. You don't need to be a math student. Flashcards are used for everything. I personally use flashcards for everything. Like a flashcard had 2 sides. On one side you can write down a question of particular any subject you have on your mind and write the answer behind the flashcard, stick it in your door, and every time you move around your room you can just have a look at the flashcard. That gives you a very good memory. It helps you in memorizing that question very well, no matter what happens. So use flashcards. Now the third trick that I have for you is that repetition. Repetition makes a man perfect at whatever you do. No matter whether you're studying or you're a sports person, doesn't matter. Repetition and training, repetitive training is all you need. It might be a bit of pain to do that, but that's the end game. No pain, no gain. Hence you need to repeatedly study a particular thing in order to memorize it in a very good way. Now it might sound very boring, but that's the only way if you are not getting anything inside your brain. Hence you need to write it, read it loudly or slowly, whatever your choice is. But read it and write it many times so that it gets inside your brain in a proper way and you remember it throughout your life, at least for till the exam time. Now the fourth trick that I have for you is that applied learning. Now lots of students are there who believe in this process of applied learning. Mostly countries like developed countries like US, UK, they have this concept of applied learning. Suppose you are a physics student and you are trying to learn something from book. It won't get inside your brain in a very good way unless you do the applied practical of it. So try to do applied learning. Like if you're studying something of belonging to the biology segment, try to see it outside. Try to correlate with your surrounding. That gives you a better understanding and it helps you in remembering it throughout your life rather than being a bookish person. Now the fifth trick that I have for you is that clear areas. Don't stock your room with lots of things like a laptop is on, a desktop is on, the music system is going on, or your mobile is pinging. In that way you won't be able to study in a proper way. There is a term in Japanese which I myself don't remember very well. It is that too many minds. They have a concept of too many minds, and that means when you have a lot of things around you, your brain gets shared and it shares its concentration to every single object inside your room. So if you are struggling with your study concentration, then try to clear the room. Go to a place absolute, no desktop, no mobile phone, no laptop or camera, anything. So it's a clear area, gives you a better concentration with respect to your study. Now the sixth trick that I have for you is that study in a quiet place, in a quiet way, no background music. That you can achieve if you are studying in a clear area. Quiet comes automatically. Don't study when it's too noisy, because you might be thinking you are able to concentrate, but after all it will affect your concentration. That's whatever human physiology is like. So try to study in a very quiet place. Now the seventh trick that I have for you is that study in an organized way. Don't jumble up. Like, divide your entire day for specific subjects at specific times with specific elongation periods. Don't study haphazardly. Like, if you are having 4 subjects, then divide all those 4 subjects with 2 hours each. That helps you in studying in an organized way. That's it. But the last and not the least trick that I personally have is that, and I have seen lots of students suffering from this particular problem, is that don't procrastinate. Now you might be thinking, what is that? It is a typical habit of all our students, or who are students right now, is that you think that you can study everything at the last moment, which is really an awful thing. I personally never did it, which I am proud of, but you should also not do it. Is that you should study beforehand. You shouldn't keep all the stuff for the last moment. This last moment preparation and everything doesn't work out really well. Because if tomorrow is your exam and today night you are studying for 10 hours thinking that you can study up everything, it doesn't work out. It's a very bad idea, because 2 things. Your brain is not everyday habitualized in order to study like that. Hence it's a sudden jump and your brain won't cooperate with you. Hence you will forget a lot of things. So don't study at last moments. Like, study throughout the year, prepare throughout the year. Don't just jumble up everything at the last moment. And one more thing, don't study and go to sleep immediately. Because if you're studying for 4 hours and you're suddenly going to sleep, there is a huge chance that you will forget what you have studied in the last half an hour before going to sleep. So there should be a proper gap between your studying time and you going to sleep. That's help you remember everything very clearly. That's all secret 8 tips that I have during my student career, and I shared it with you guys. Hope you guys have liked it and you will follow it in order to score good and have a healthy academic life, and make sure to make your parents and yourself proud. That's all in this video. Do like it, share it and comment your opinion, and subscribe to our channel for further videos. That's all. Have a nice day ahead. Goodbye.